Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Is Katharina actually alive after John brings Constantine and daughter back together? According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, there is a single method that John Black might drastically change the course of his current plot. Because of what he allegedly did while he was the pawn, John seems like a villain, but perhaps an unexpected discovery will make him the protagonist of this tale instead. To begin with, we need to recall a few important details regarding the events that occurred in Aria. Steve Johnson, dubbed the Pawn, was dispatched there by Victor Kyriakis, although no one was meant to die that day. The sole purpose of that excursion was to rough up and send a message to Constantine Meliunis. Katharina, Constantine's daughter, was never meant to be involved in it at all. This brings up another intriguing point. Despite Katharina's obvious adulthood, the characters continue to act as though she were a little child. From the picture that Days consistently displays and the casting of Ellie Patricios, 29, it appears that Katharina was a young lady who aspired to break free from her father's domineering influence. Even though Constantine enjoys waxing poetic about his cherished daughter, it doesn't make him a decent man. What if Katharina genuinely desired to escape Constantine's awful fatherhood? Naturally, adolescent love might also have played a role. What if Katharina developed feelings for a man from a rival family or one that Constantine disapproved of? Perhaps Katharina was still treated like a small girl by Constantine, who would not even consider the possibility of her dating. We consider all of these options in an attempt to imply that maybe Katharina's life wasn't lost that day. Was Katharina's death staged to fool Constantine into believing she had passed away permanently? Stranger things have happened on Days, but it would be horrible if Katharina knowingly tricked Constantine into believing she died in such a horrific manner. Having said that, it's also possible that Katharina was abducted and her twin was left behind for Constantine to locate. The authors of DOOL have, in one way or another, given Katharina a lot of leeway to have lived. John is a professional detective who will shortly be dedicating his life to clearing his name, so who better to discover her? According to previews for Days, John will travel to Greece in the upcoming weeks in an attempt to disprove his seeming guilt. Do you believe Katharina might still be alive and in the world? Will John bring Constantine and his daughter back together? Stay tuned for our predictions on all the turns and turns, as spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that John may receive updates on some shocking news in the future. Is Alex and Kristen's new dynamic scheme turning into an enthusiastic supercouple? The newest planned duo in Salem is Alex Kyriakis and Kristen DiMera, according to spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Even though Alex and Kristen aren't romantically involved, their chemistry and romantic dissatisfaction can create a hot new dynamic between them. Let's talk about the delicious possibilities as you read on. Donovan, Teresa. According to preoccupied DOOL spoilers, Teresa was chasing Alex as a component of Constantine Meliunis' plan to inherit the Kyriakis fortune. Brady and Teresa Black, though, have both been devoted to their son Tate Black. Tate was spared from going to jail and returned to the halfway house after EJ DiMera promised not to seek charges. However, Tate's parents continue to struggle with cleansing his record. Teresa became a little irritated when Constantine brought up their arrangement. Since Teresa hasn't gotten back to Alex, no one is really sure how their relationship is going at the moment. He's had his sights set on Tate's legal predicament in addition to Brady. Brady appealed to Adrienne Zucker's character, Nicole Walker DiMera. But things didn't work out the way Brady had hoped. Brady then confided with Eric Brady about the circumstances. Eric began speaking with Holly at that point. She will soon reveal the truth. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Alex won't know what to do or how to move on with Teresa. Though he is starting to grow in love with Teresa, Alex decided against proposing marriage. Teresa then walked out with a stomp. Tate's legal issues are still pending, so Alex and Teresa haven't actually spent much time together. Thus, Alex may be unsure on whether to get in touch with Teresa or just walk away. Teresa and Brady's intense attention on Tate may cause Alex to seek inspiration from Kristen. It's hinted that Kristen and Alex want to make Brady and Teresa envious during the week of March 25th. These made-up dates in soap operas, however, typically result in genuine emotions. So, is it possible that Alex and Kristen's date will actually go somewhere? Could that result in a passionate romance between Kristen and Alex? Could that eventually become an unanticipated new super couple? What do you think will happen to Alex, Brady, Teresa, Kristen, and the other Salem residents? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. Don't forget to keep watching Peacock Soap Opera to see what happens next. Jude is calmed by Mama Nicole Steffen's incriminating EJ recording, when Sloane can't. The Friday, March 22nd spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that when EJ DiMera went inside the Salem Police Department's interrogation room, Stephen DiMera had a chessboard set up. After insisting that they were playing for freedom, Stephen took out his phone and played a clip of EJ. EJ was heard talking about Stephen's new identity and travel plans, so Stephen threatened to throw EJ in jail alongside him. Stephen pretended like they all had goals here after EJ discovered Harris Michaels had won in order to protect Ava Vitale. He promised not to play the video for Harris and requested the accusations against Clyde Weston to be dismissed in exchange for Stephen's testimony against him. EJ eventually gave up, although he acknowledged that he was unable to completely have the accusations dropped. Stephen indicated he could live with EJ reaching a sentencing agreement as the best he could. Still, there remained the issue of the wealth Stephen had given to EJ. EJ didn't understand why he should waste his time playing a winner-take-all game of chess with Stephen. EJ sat down to play and had the upper hand for a bit when Stephen made fun of him and pretended to be afraid. Even after Stephen won the game with some unexpected plays, EJ pretended it didn't matter because he still had Stephen's signature. In the end, though, EJ proposed that they talk about the specifics of who received what later. EJ and his brother came to an agreement when he pointed out that the judge would grant time served provided he arranged everything for Stephen. Harris met Ava in the interim to alert her to the possibility that anything might go wrong with their plan. Harris was unaware of what was going on behind closed doors because Stephen insisted on having a one-on-one conversation with EJ. Ava didn't think Stephen would be a problem, but because EJ was a SOB who detested her even more than Stephen, she didn't have as much faith in him. Ava was concerned that Harris might turn on her again, but he maintained he had to take the chance since he couldn't lose Ava. Ava knew Harris had tried his hardest to keep her safe, no matter what. Harris returned to the police station after telling Ava he wasn't going to give up. Ava was present when Harris handcuffed Stephen and made him an arrest on Friday's episode of Days. John Black told Deidre Hall's character Melina Evans at the townhouse that he was heading to Constantine Meliuni's for an apology and would then take a flight to Greece to turn himself in to the authorities. Despite Marlena Evans's pleas for him to stay in Salem, John left for the Kiriakis' house. After John left, Marlena called Steve Johnson, played by Stephen Nichols, and requested his assistance. Maggie Kiriakis was the next guest on Friday's DOL episode. She was taken aback by John's appearance and even more so when Marlena and Steve followed him. When Constantine finally showed up, John expressed his sincere regret for what he had done to Katharina.